You're listening to Charting Wealth for Friday, the 23rd of December, 2016, the last trading day before Christmas. Let's talk about what's going on now. I apologize for any background noise. We are traveling, the whole team, and we are trying to get this out to you as we continue to move from location to location. So what do we have going on? Market down for the day. The SPY, the Standard & Poor's 500, 0.17%. When we look at the candlesticks, our two-day candlesticks, what we actually see is the market's been sliding sideways since pretty much the 12th of December. We see two green candles around that time period, the 14th and the 12th, those 2 days, and then it's really just slid sideways. What we have ending the candle on the 22nd, what we see there is, of course, a doji. We had some spinning tops before that, and now we just have a red doji. We've seen the derivative oscillator continue to lose energy, and now actually the PPO, the price percent oscillator, is moving down toward the signal line. So markets weakened significantly. If we look at our 2-hour chart, what do we see? 2-hour chart dropped off all the way until the afternoon, actually. Two candles that built up just a little bit, but there had been so much down movement the prior afternoon on the 21st and then all morning long that we had a down day, and we are crossed over going down actually on the 2-hour chart back on the afternoon on Wednesday the 21st. So we don't have anything tradable at this point. We may very well see, however, the market turn up in the morning. Don't forget what we told you yesterday about how this last trading day before Christmas tends to be an up day, according to the good folks over at Stock Traders Almanac. So pull out your almanacs, take a look at them, see if you find anything to do tomorrow. That is Friday for this podcast. Okay, let's continue to zoom back out to the 2-day chart. Let's take a look at the Qs. The Qs down 0.28%. Remember, the Qs has not yet crossed over going up on the weekly. It's got a little bit of a schizophrenic. Now, it's trying to, but it hasn't yet. 2-day chart is moving up. Remember, it crossed over on the 8th going up. And we are simply watching it again sort of slide sideways, not as much as the S&P 500, but not a lot of build there. And again, down for the day, we're looking at a 2-day candle that's green. If we look intraday, we see that the market slid off considerably in the morning and even early afternoon, recovered just slightly at the end of the day. So again, if we see a crossover going up on the Qs, the only problem with that is we don't have a crossover yet. We haven't met our criteria for jumping into a trade since the weekly chart's not moving in our direction, but it is getting awfully close. So see what you see on Friday as the market develops. Let's go back to the 2-day chart. Now we're going to move on to bonds. What do we see on the bond market? Well, bonds down 0.44%. That is the 20-year Treasury Bond Fund, TLT, and it did cross over. Actually, on the 2-day chart, again, still strong down on the weekly chart, and it's trying to, actually hasn't even crossed back over yet on the 4-hour chart. So what we have happening is the 2-day chart has crossed over going up. As we look intraday to what's going on, we actually see that it moved over in the afternoon, and the 2-hour chart is actually down. Now that's curious. 2-hour chart's down. We had the 2-day chart just cross over going up, but again, bonds are way, way down. I would be very careful about jumping into bonds the last trading day before Christmas. We'll just continue to monitor that and see if indeed we have any confirmation later with that weekly chart rolling over, and just see how things totally develop. That's where we are as far as bonds go. And again, maybe bonds have dropped out. Maybe they are actually going to recover as we get into the new year. Bonds have moved down quite a bit, and to see that rotation over is nice. So, perhaps we're going to see something happen in bonds and they start going back up in the new year. That would be quite nice. Don't forget, bonds originally rotated over going down on the sometime, what is that, about mid to late July. Then the weekly crossed over about mid-August. Then bonds crossed over going down again in early October. And it's about time for them to move back up. Maybe indeed they will do that. We're going to go ahead and mark that, and we'll see if there's going to be a strong enough movement to pull that weekly over to put us in an opportunity category of actually buying some bond fund. So we shall see, my friends. Now, lastly, we're going to go to gold. Gold down 0.24%. Remember, gold's down hard on the weekly. And on the 2-day, gold originally rotated over going down all the way back in early August. The weekly rotated over going down about mid-August. And then bonds perked up a little bit in late October. I'm saying bonds, I'm sorry. Too much traveling today. Gold. And then gold rolled back over there on the 14th of November and has been heading down, down, down. So if we look on our 2-hour chart, let's see how that's going. See, the 2-hour chart just ain't working for us. It's still really sliding sideways. What happened last year at the end of the year. Our charts really did not work for us on those lower numbers. The 4-hour we were really using. Just not working. So nothing in gold. As far as tomorrow goes, that is Friday, take a look at the S&P 500. See if indeed it rotates back over going up on the 2-hour. And if you feel comfortable with it, remember, the S&P 500 is going up on both the 2-hour and the 2-day and the weekly chart. And if that 2-hour rotates over, you might be able to jump into something. Again, short-lived as it might be careful. Remember, we're getting toward the end of the year, but let's see if that Santa Claus rally happens. And if it does, maybe you can be a part of it and use it to make some money in the new year. Don't know what I'm talking about, want to know more? I will send you again to the Stock Traders Almanac. Folks, that's where we are. God bless you. Hope that you are getting ready, have gotten that shopping done. Looking forward to a great Christmas. We will be with you as we start things back off again next Tuesday. And don't forget, over the weekend, over Christmas, we will be working like good little elves. We'll be preparing our comprehensive review and forecast. God bless. Take care from Charting Wealth.